Oopsie daisy, you guys weren't supposed to see that. But here we are now with the countdown to get back into the second round of the first half, or excuse me, the second half of the first map. I'm not sure if we're still running things according to the live system or if this is actually going to be a best of 3. So kind of bear with me as I'm a little bit bewildered to today's tournament system. We are on the pistol round now with Astralis on CT and Team Dignitas on T. If you guys didn't see the first half, maybe go back and watch that. It was pretty amazing. No spoilers for me just yet, but it's already looking pretty good for both sides. Dupree gonna make no headshots, no connections, no frags. It's 1-for-1. Device actually hitting someone's head, and he's looking for a second target as well. Slipping back through smoke. He's only got 17 bullets left altogether, but Config is gonna get that refrag. And it's 3 versus 3 right now, but I mean, Cajun B at 4 HP, it's gonna be difficult to work with. Kerrigan now wandering through Palace, and it looks like he might pick up on Config's head. There's actually someone directly to his left. He starts the reload, but he doesn't realize it. And unfortunately, that's a refrag coming in from Team Dignitas. Gonna make that retake much more difficult coming from the CTs. None of them have a kit presently. KRB does get one nice headshot onto Cajun B, and that's 2 versus 1. Zipnik's in a very awkward position. He's gonna start that defuse and then just bait it out, I imagine, but that's gonna be Rubino coming, and he realizes he can't win, so he's just gonna try and go for that frag, and that's gonna be just a straight up win by elimination coming from the T side. Of course, as you can hear from our caster's explanation through the speakers, you could hear the footsteps, and he knew how this was going. He was just like, okay, better confront him now rather than later. Zipnik's, I mean, he gave it his best, but just wasn't enough in the end. So this time, it's looking like it's going to be just pistol buys, no armor coming from Astralis, and Team Dignitas are entering with the firepower advantage as well as the armor advantage. KRB looking for a shot to connect his AK-47 with, but it's just not coming through, and that's just almost a completely empty bomb site A. I think that was Team Dignitas banking on maybe 1 or 2 players going B, and then them picking up the weapons that they would get in just unanimous firepower going onto one location. Config watching the rear. He will find a target, just falling a little bit short of taking down Cajun B. Does finally finish him off with a burst. He's going to salvage that pistol for himself, make himself just a little bit stronger the next round. And Team Astralis, it's going to be difficult, I think. Config spotted, but unfortunately not fragged, and that's going to be Device trying to win the duel that he can't at this moment, unfortunately. MSL just helping the hunt down, but the last 2 CTs are going to be able to salvage their pistols into the next round. So, you know, not too terribly bad. It's not really worth the save. If you can get a frag, sure, why not? Make the next round just that much more expensive. Once you stop and think about it, you're investing at most about $750 in a pistol, $850 if you're talking about the revolver. So with that being said, you're forcing the enemy team to reinvest to something else, that, like, say, perhaps an AK-47, which is going to cost $2,700, plus the armor, plus whatever utilities he may need to make up for it. Altogether, it could be $4,700 or more. Unfortunately, Tensky just takes too many nades through the smoke, and he's just straight up mauled in that. Kerrigan gets one, Zipnik's gets one. Not too bad for a pistol round coming out from Team Astralis thus far. Looks like, oh my god, is it really 2 versus 1 and the bomb is planted? This is all about the timing and the approach coming from both sides. The execution has to be solid from Astralis at this moment. Otherwise, there it is. Beautiful. Picks up the AK, and that's going to be Cajun B stealing this out. Off of an eco, this is just absolutely solid play coming from Team Astralis. Pardon me, I've got some kind of interruption on my cell phone. I have no clue what that's all about. But I mean, on the whole, you know, Dignitas kind of blundered just a little bit there, but at the same time, they still have that money to work with. So no matter what, into this 4th round, they were going to have a strong fight. Now winning that, having 2 free AK-47s, So at this moment, Team Dignitas has 5 AK-47s on roster. They've got 2 on Astralis at the moment. Blindfire going through the smoke, device connecting with nothing. And he's waiting for someone to actually pop out through that smoke. Instead, Sniper's Nest gets smoked and he's forced to rotate. Dupree getting a couple of frags. No, I'm sorry, 1 frag plus a little bit of assistance. 1 refrag on a Kerrigan, and now all of a sudden this is looking like a round that Dignitas might be able to have. Only 1 HP remains on Dupree. Tensky doesn't know that he was just 1 bullet short of finishing off our Astralis player, and now it's all on him to, you know, take out this round. Blind firing through the smoke, hoping to hit something. He does hit something first time, but Device, he hits something and he hits it dead center.
Yeah, that was sick, and that was actually very close to the A-bomb site being like just almost lost for Astralis. The rotations come back.
Economically, Dignitas should not be in a good spot right now. Indeed, you can see they're just purchasing pistols for the time being. Nothing too big in the way of investment. Device gonna get the opening frag of the round, kind of easy peasy, if you will. I mean, Rubino just runs out there. He says, "Okay, well, there's a sniper," and whoa, beautiful timing on that Molotov, really. And that's going to divide out the whole team. MSL is going to be spotted by Dupree. We'll shoot him through a wall to get the frag. And now that the Molotov is dissipated, we're going to be seeing some kind of push coming from Tenki. But Dupree just shuts him down completely. Comfortable switching to the USP as opposed to reloading. And that's going to be Kerrigan stealing things out with a double kill. And this is a round where Astralis simply makes their bank that much larger. And this is where the pressure really, it really climbs at this moment if you are our Danish terrorist-sided team Dignitas. I mean, your enemy team has the economic advantage while you guys have to push into them, but you know, you've got AK-47s and a little bit of utility this time around. It looks like it's going to be a largely B-stack push for the time being, not necessarily a commitment to it, but Device pushing up with that AWP is going to be finding Tensky. He's going to be finding it. He's going to be looking for a second one as well, but forced to hop out as the flashbang pushes him into an uncomfortable position. Zipnik's gonna get the double kill as we see. I think that was Config with the wrong weapon out first. He actually had a frag, and that's Kerrigan stealing things out with a pretty solid double kill. Unfortunately, it was a lineup from the remaining 2 players on Dignitas. It was, I mean, just the coordination there. Boom, 1. There it is. Right there, you can just see it. Like, that's that moment where you just tell yourself, I hate this game. You know, you switch to a grenade, but you really can't shoot for a good 1.5 seconds. I mean, that may not sound like a whole lot, but when you're talking about 20, 30 bullets getting fired out of a weapon in that same amount of time, that's, you know, you may as well be dead. But here we go, full-blown rush. The Molotov getting a triple kill, and Zipnik's making it a quadra. He's just looking for the ace, but unfortunately Tensky chickens out and says, "You know what? I'm not a lemming. I'm gonna try and make something else happen in a different place."
Yeah, well, this is just when you're like, all right, I'm not giving this guy the ace. No matter what happens, I'm not giving him all 5 kills.
Yeah, Tensky, you can hear the casters in the background. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not giving these guys the ace. I don't want to do that." That's gonna be Cajun B getting the cleanup. Was that what you would call a misplay, I wonder? Bam, there it is. Look.
Dignitas, instead of choosing to jump out the window, because that's actually what Zipnik thought was going to happen. You can see he throws the Molotov to block out that avenue. If they go through, they have to go through that volley, obviously, but he takes it on perch to watch for the jump out window, and no one from Dignitas takes it. I think they're going to surprise him, but the HG does the damage.
Okay, there we go. Config actually making the opening frag there. It's going to be a refrag coming in from Cajun B, however, onto Rubino. And that brings it back to 4 versus 4. Pardon me as I was just now asking the ESL guys on site if we could get rid of the casters' voices and audience sound on site. I do realize, yeah, they've got every reason to be excited, but unfortunately I don't see the necessity to actually really catch. I mean, if we could get the audience, the sound of the audience without the speakers, that would be great. But I don't think it's possible. Dupree coming in for a flank. Gonna get it onto Tensky. Nice headshot. He just says, okay, this is not gonna be a push for A. And he just abuses that immediately. Cajun B already ready to catch on to MSL coming through. And Astralis, like this, I mean, this could be one of those rounds that really does some solid damage to the economy, but I don't think Astralis is in that position where if they lose this round, they're automatically stuck on eco.
go make a play.
He's got Device and CT and then Dupree up in Palace, so an incredibly hard situation to break. You have no idea where Dupree went. That's the thing.
So at this moment, we do see that Team Dignitas a little bit bewildered in the way of decision making. They are going to get the bomb planted, but who is that in apartments now? But Dupree, he looks like he's ready to actually upset this a little bit. He's going to be finding. Well, he didn't find actually. It's Config who was found by Device, and KRB found by Cajun B with the rotate. And I've never seen two more solid takedowns or two more clean takedowns on the retake this entire match. It was almost like they were ready to go to sleep. Let's put it at that. Both those two terrorists just now. But scores 10-13, largely in favor of Astralis. It's important to note that in neither of these two rounds did they actually win the pistol round. Or yeah, I'm sorry. On this map, they didn't win either of those.
Anytime soon, you got like 3, 4, maybe even 5 rounds where Astralis is going to be able to buy, because they can buy through that losing run. So even if you go on a little bit of a run, that money is never going to run out.
So I think this is a tactical timeout coming from Dignitas. They're like, okay, this is where things start to get really important. Our second guy there on the right looks a little bit relaxed on Team Astralis, but I'm not going to say, you know, he's ready to snooze or anything like that. They've got about 6 rounds of leeway to work with. That means just, you know, 6 rounds where they could lose before they actually get shut out of the game. 5 rounds if they want to at least get into overtime and extend this a little bit longer.
I'd like to see Dignitas do something a little bit faster pace, not towards the B-bomb side. They're not getting control of mid. I think they need to go for some kind of just quicker contact play or quicker execution towards the A-bomb site. Device has been going towards mid mostly with the off. I mean, you're going to have to kind of take the gamble that he's not going to be mobile enough to go towards the A-bomb site this time. But we saw, you know, even at the beginning of this half, that round with 3 playing close on the ramp, that was on a knife's edge. If that timing had worked out in the favor of Dignitas, that could have taken the A-bomb site for them before the Device is able to rotate back. But I think they're just spending too much time just getting their, losing players in mid, losing players towards the B-bomb site. Fast pace towards A, I think, is the most reasonable option they have going forward.
They're kind of known for that as well. They're playing just straight in off the back of absolutely nothing, doing the late smokes in. They're absolutely on for it. To be fair, those first 3 rounds, they went just straight up A. It was working well. Now, of course, it's a very different feel altogether. But yeah, it was nice.
And they did lose one. But they got into the bomb site quickly and efficiently.
They did all of what should give them the round, and just didn't care. So I guess
Okay, it sounds like we might be diving back into this very soon. There it is. Yeah. The unpause. Those ticks that you were able to hear a few moments ago, that's basically the unpaused vote being passed. Alright, and here we are for the time being. We're going to be seeing, looks like Team Astralis sending 2-1-2, sort of? 2-1-2, sort of. But for the time being, it looks like Team Dignitas, I think they want to make a push into A. They're just making it look really noisy at towards bomb site B. But no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong with that assessment. That's them picking up on Dupree in connector. Gonna be throwing out a pop flash now as they enter through stairs. It's gonna be KRB on point. They do get the opening frag, and that's a big flank coming in from Cajun B. I'm sorry, Kerrigan. And that was just, it was just as quickly as it was executed, it was shut down by Astralis. They caught onto this very quickly. Just, I feel like maybe in some ways that was a little bit of a communication issue. There's the critical moment of the game. Kerrigan coming in there and switching to the AK as soon as he takes down one of them, 1.5 really. I believe that was his teammate to his right who had gotten the finishing blow. But there it is, the banks, just massive right now for Astralis. And Team Dignitas at this particular moment in time don't have a whole lot in the way of utility to work with. It looks like they might be throwing those out there right now to make the entry possible. KRB taken down now by Dupree. It's going to be Dupree looking for a second one, but unfortunately on ladder, thus inaccurate shots going out. Rubino and MSL getting 2 refrags. It's going to be another one coming in from Device, and now Config scoring things out from CT. Excuse me, Cajun B scoring things out from CT. 3 versus 2, the bomb not planted yet. It's been dropped. They're still trying to figure out the locations of the remaining 2 CTs. And that's Config taking down Cajun B. This looks like a round that maybe Team Dignitas can take for themselves. Very difficult position to work your way into if you're Zipnix at this moment. Taking perhaps what might be the least obvious course of entry. Switches to the frag grenade and then just realizes, oh snap, that was the wrong weapon for the wrong situation at the wrong time. Gonna be having a slight fragmentation grenade dodge there by, I think that was Rubino? Can't say with 100% certainty. But that flash getting tossed out, jumping, and that's going to be Config getting the final frag of the round. So, Dignitas, altogether not doing too terribly bad, trying to pull themselves back into it, but I mean, again, the economic advantage is there for Astralis at the moment. They could easily afford a full buy now, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going for. Team Dignitas, however, they're able to make the full buy, and not only that, they've got full utilities to go with it, so they're basically on even par with Astralis at the moment. The only thing that makes them unequal is the fact that Astralis has 2 AWPs to work with at this moment. And that makes for more passive play coming from Astralis. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult on rotations. Typically speaking, you have to move a little bit slower with an op. Not just the fact that if you run with it, but yeah. There we go, Zipnix making 1, and that's going to be another for him. Getting a double at B short. Bomb is dropped, and he's going to be picking up an AK-47 as opposed to reloading. Sure, why not? It's a stronger weapon anyway. Tensky now going to be pushing through apartments, looking for something that he might be able to hit over smoke. Frag's going to be tossed through there, and that, ouch, Rubino taken down to 11 HP with a single op shot to the leg. It's now 3 versus 4, as we do see KRB kind of even things out a teeny bit. But the bomb is still not in the hands of Team Dignitas at the moment. That's what's making this a little bit difficult. Yeah, they've kind of got, you know, a somewhat of a nice-ish chokehold onto A, but Zipnix taking down KRB, scoring his 3rd frag of the round. Rubino and Tensky in some difficult position to work with. I mean, 14 seconds, 10 to go. Like, all hope of planting this weapon has just been gone. All they can do is try and cushion the next round and make it a little bit easier for themselves. But Rubino now, oh no, switches to a weapon at the wrong time. Should have scoped out then. I wonder if that was his mouse wheel. You know, I've been in that position where I've actually meant to shoot someone, but instead I hit the mouse wheel and I switched to a weapon. That could have been what just now happened, but I personally must say I absolutely hate when that happens. It drives me mad. It's just like, I was so close to getting a frag. I was behind the guy. I fired 1 shot at his head. I needed another because it was with a Glock and the guy had a helmet on. Yeah. Why not use burst mode, right? Alright, so Device kind of put in a not so comfortable position. Team Dignitas look like they're going to give this their final shot, but they're going to go out swinging, really. Entering with the Tech 9s. We already see Device getting in the opening frag, Dupree getting a secondary. Exchange 2 for 3 thus far. Cajun B going to bring it back to 4 for 2. And that is MSL. Now he's in a very difficult position. Firing through smoke, he will be shut down now by Kerrigan. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Astralis taking this round in very, very decisive and solid fashion. We're going to come back with the next match in just a few short moments. Don't go away.